Hey, good morning, everyone. Today is May 6th, 2021, and we are going to be taking a look at gold, silver, the S&P 500, and Bitcoin. So going over to gold, gold is popping again. We have a 2 going above a 1. We're breaking out of this consolidation box that I drew yesterday. We've hit our 1800 red line target, and we have broken through our 1805 purple line target. Now these two areas, if we can close this 2 candle above here, I'm expecting we're going to 1850 real fast with potential back test of this 1796 beforehand. So something similar to when I expected a run up straight to here, we did come back and back test this area first. So we may have that type of event occurring where we get a nice run up, we don't quite make it here, we come back and back test this area, and then we run up and touch the top of this 200 period moving average. The RSI still has room to the upside, and you're on a 2 of a 1, so we can have potentially 7 more days in this cycle. Going over to silver. Silver is in the same boat. Silver is at $27 right now and 36 cents. I think silver is going to be shooting to this 28,336 area. That's the spot that I have on my list next. Now, if you notice, this looks like a inverted head and shoulders pattern that is breaking to the upside. Silver is maintaining its stance above this green trend line, and that is that's good news. Now, these yellow lines really can start moving, and the area to break is still going to be up here. However, the midpoint area we have broken through, so I am more bullish now. This 7 period moving average on the daily is starting to trend up really fast. So as long as the daily closes are going above this 7 period moving average, this trend is going to accelerate. So now what I'm expecting to see is something more like this occur. So I'm expecting an acceleration in the trend, and we'll keep this blue for now because it's a tentative line. All right, let's head over to the S&P 500. I am really liking this S&P 500 pullback. This is fantastic. I like that the 8 candle was a top candle. It looked like a reversal candle in the market. We hit the oversold position or overbought position, and we've been pulling back on this 9. Now, I do want this close to be somewhere down here near this 40.95 area, or if you go a week later, this 41.17 area. So as long as we're riding about on this line, this trend line, which is the long term from the bottom, I think we're in good standing. However, if we do need to pull back further, then I am expecting somewhere either this 30 or this 50 period moving average to catch the price. The MACD has flipped over, but it's still positive, and the RSI is starting to pull back out of the overbought position. However, it still has plenty of places to go higher if it chooses to on the RSI, and same with the MACD. Now we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin had a monstrous down candle, which came back and retested this yellow midline that's forming right now, and I think that was the perfect area to backtest. And we're having a really strong reversal in the market right now. I don't like the shadow on this wick, but I do like the fact that the shadow traded above the 3. The only question is, when did it do that? So it did do that before the initial pullback. That's unfortunate. Now we did have a 1 to 4 candle correction coming because this would have been a 9 candle. So this was a 9 sell off of a reversal on the 8. It looks like we got our 1 candle correction, which was the 9. We reversed. Now we're consolidating. This is a bullish engulfing candle in my estimation. And I think that we are going to be setting ourselves up for another 8-day move to the upside, at least to the top of this channel. Now, the top of this channel right now, 8 days from here, is going to put us at $69,333. This is on the daily. Let me load some of the older charts, or other charts from the Bitstamp accounts. So I'm going to go to the 4 hour. We're going to load that up because I haven't really taken a look at these charts in a little bit. So I saw the head and shoulders. We didn't hit our target. Our target was actually up here on this trend line. We got stopped out. We tried to rally through it. We just were diverging on the RSI. Interestingly enough, we never made it even into the red zone like we did back here on our huge pullback. So the fact that we never made it into the red zone, but we did break down underneath this purple line on this chart is really telling to me. That's telling me that there's something going on right here where this doesn't have a lot of strength right here on this move to the upside from this area. Like, this didn't have a lot of strength. The fact that we reversed before we started touching this danger zone. The divergence was really clear and pronounced on the RSI. You can even see it. The MACD diverged. Everything diverged. Going over here, what I'm seeing is, I honestly think this is a 9. So this would be on the 4 hour, the end of the trend in my estimation. And that would be because I would count this as a 7. I think it's stupid that it was 1, 2, 3, 4. It was like, it was a 7 before it came down and got turned into a red 1. And then, so it was just a weird blip in my opinion. So I would count this as the 9. And this 9 candle right here is not really, I think it's going to pull us back for maybe 16 hours. I would expect potentially a retest down here. And that's because our 128 period moving average is still trending down. Our 128 has not reset from the rollover. It needs to go flat. A back test of the 128 followed by a rally up into this 63 area, 64 area on this trend line would be ideal. The other thing to note is that we now have a new trend support that has occurred. And we need to make sure that we touch as many of the candles as we can. And there it is. Now, I don't think that we're going to get lucky and have a situation. Yeah, there's too much chop associated with this area. So we haven't really established a nice upper bound. What we may have done is, where's this curve? I don't want that curve. There it is. What we're kind of doing is we're tapering right now. So what I'm expecting to see, and you won't see me use this often because I like straight trend lines more than I like curved trends, but this rounding off I don't like. I don't like to see this rounding off pattern because even though we'll make a higher high, we're going to have to do it at a lower RSI value. And you'll see what I'm talking about probably maybe Friday or Saturday this week. If we come back and touch this area, I would expect that this curvature might hold all the way back into this trend line. So we may get a situation where it's like that, and we're kind of bubbling right now. So I do want this bubble to pop, but I don't like this dome pattern. It's not ideal in my estimation. So moving over, the line to break is going to be the top of the bubble. We really don't want to fall. Honestly, I don't want to fall much below here, and I sure as hell don't want to be below this 200 period or this 128 period moving average. I don't want to be below it. So the 128 you can bounce off of, you just can't close below it. So this area right here is really good support right now, and let's hope it stays. If we're going to hit this blue line, I want to hit this blue line all the way over here on May 10th. So I want like 4 or 5 days. before we hit this blue line again. I do not want to come back and hit it all the way down here. That doesn't bode well for me. And that'll push our RSI down into really close to the oversold position. So this curving top, this rounding top area on this, I don't like. I do not like it at all. As far as structure goes, there's not really a good structure that can be drawn on the 4 hour. We may have the beginnings of a inverted head and shoulders pattern, but we need to get all the way up to this red line and then pull back to about this yellow and then bounce out and break. But that remains to be seen. The last one we had, which is clearly right here, didn't even hit its target on the breakout, and we pulled back way too far for us to consider that we're still moving to the upside to hit the proper target. Like we should never have broken back down underneath the neckline. This move right here was just way too violent. So thoughts on Bitcoin right now? I'm short-term bearish, and I'm thinking that we're going to pull back from here. But I'm mid-term bullish, which means I think that by the time we come back on reset off this blue trend line, I think we're going to come back and try and retest this green. I just don't know what the price is going to be at when we do that. And then long-term, I am bullish for the next month, at least 2.5 months actually. I'm pretty bullish. I think that's going to take us through most of summer, and we're going to have a huge correction after that, and then we'll reset and we'll carry out the rest of the year and then some with some chop, but just a steady incline. All right, that's enough for today, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hopefully everyone is making some money and staying safe out there. Remember, tight stop losses, and don't leverage yourself, because you will get wrecked in this market if you're leveraging yourself. Alrighty, bye for now.